What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Shift on YouTube. It is Francisco Rojas here. First things first, before we get into today's video, go make sure you check out myself and Nick Earnshaw. Just put out a new episode of The Shift this morning, last night / this morning. We did the episode last night, did our opening week reactions. We talked about the new minor league CBA. We all also talked about the Tatis and minor league thing and the whole Ali Marmol and Tyler O'Neill situation. So go make sure you check that out. That's up on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and obviously up on YouTube as well. So go make sure you check that out and make sure you're subscribing every week. Gonna try to have a video out every Thursday. Every Thursday we'll have a video out to you guys. Pending any crazy circumstances. So I'd like to have a video out for you guys every single Thursday. And we'll try to do the podcast every, an early day in the week. So you can expect that from me and Nick as well. So the podcast and the video every single week. So for today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 3 Statcast numbers to trust in Major League Baseball so far. And obviously it's the first week. We're talking about, stats that are probably a little bit, below more, a lot higher than they should be when it comes to slugging percentage and on base, whatever it is, ERAs and everything. Like, it's the first week of baseball. It's the first week of the season. So obviously going to be higher than usual. And these are 3 stats that, again, you can trust. I think you can trust throughout the course of 162 games this season, and I will explain why for each one. So first, Masataka Yoshida, one of the newest Boston, Red Sox players. We saw the type of World Baseball Classic he had for Japan. The stat here, K percentage, 98th percentile through the first week of baseball. It's 6.3 K percentage so far through the first 6 to 7 days, and that's tied for 3rd in Major League Baseball. And I think you can trust it because look at his track record, in the Japanese league. It was, just over 10% K percentage in Japan. Again, he only had 1 strikeout, through that week of baseball, or a couple of weeks of baseball in the World Baseball Classic. Like, the guy's the real deal. I think he might have a 6% K percentage, throughout the season? Probably not. But look, he had just over 10% in Japan, and I think that he could hover around that throughout the season, and you can trust that. He's shown, only a week in Major League Baseball, but in Japan, they have a very good league over there, and in the World Baseball Classic, he's shown why, the Red Sox paid him all that money. But he's going to have to show it throughout this year, and I think there's a very good chance that he does. So I think you can bet that his plate discipline, it's going to show this year for Masataka Yoshida. So that's the first one. Second one, bit of a weird one here. Maybe not. With relievers, year to year, you never know. So it's kind of hard to trust them sometimes, but if there's one that I can see kind of having a good year this year based off of some of his numbers so far, and again, only through a couple of appearances, Nick Anderson. If you look at his expected ERA and his strikeout percentage so far, his expected ERA just below 1.5 and his strikeout percentage right at 50%. Will he have those numbers throughout the season? Maybe. I mean, maybe the strikeout percentage is not that high. But if you look at his track record in 2019 and 2020, when he was with Tampa Bay, now he has had trouble staying healthy, so that is obviously the thing to watch. But if he's able to stay healthy, if you look at his numbers when he was with the Rays, when he was with Miami, especially that stretch for when he was traded to the Rays in 2019 and in the pandemic-shortened season, through those about 40, I think, innings, he was phenomenal. I think his ERA was below 2. And he, for his career, he has a K per 9 of, I think, just below 15, just around there. So for Nick Anderson, again, it's a reliever, it's early, but I think those are some numbers to look at and say, you know what, maybe Nick Anderson's due, as long as he can stay healthy, to have, an elite season over there in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee needs it, by the way. Last one. Adam Duvall slugging percentage / expected slugging percentage. Really, I'm looking at the expected slugging percentage because I want to look at some of these Statcast numbers. His expected slugging percentage, 871. It's 5th in Major League Baseball right now. And the reason why you could trust it is because, look, we know it's baseball. Baseball's weird, but if you look at Duvall's career arc, he had a couple of those good years. I believe, was it Cincinnati? I think early on where, way back in 2016 and 2017, he had about 30 plus homers and his slugging percentage was, upwards of almost 500. And then you jump to 2021 where he was with Miami and then got traded to Atlanta, hit 38 home runs, had a slugging percentage almost of 500. I think he's one to bet on this year just because Adam Duvall's a weird one, man. Adam Duvall's just, he obviously has some great power. And when he can stay healthy, he's shown that great power. And another one, like Nick Anderson, if Duvall can stay healthy, I think the expected slugging percentage, no, it's not going to be 871. Look, I mean, Judge had a 700 expected slugging percentage last year in an all-time season. So is he going to have 870? Obviously not. But I think that you can trust that he's going to be, maybe among the league leaders in the National League in expected slugging, and in just, in home runs, just because Adam Duvall's weird like that. Or not National League, excuse me, with the Red Sox now in the American League. So baseball's weird like that. So with Duvall and Nick Anderson, I think those are guys that, they're more on the side of can you stay healthy. But I think they're both due to have those type of seasons where you're looking at some of these Statcast numbers. You're saying, I can see this guy having this throughout the rest of the year. But hey, you tell me. Tell me about some other numbers that we should trust. Have you looked at if you're into the Statcast and the some of the newer numbers and stats out there? Let me know some of the numbers that you like right now. Let me know some, because obviously there's only 3. There's a bunch of other guys that are among the leaderboards in different categories with stats. So I want to know from you guys, what do you think about these 3 guys? Do you trust them? Do you not trust them? Maybe next week I'll do some numbers to not trust. Maybe throughout the first 10 to 14 days of the season. That's going to be a fun one right there. I'm probably most likely going to do that just because you got to do the other side. Come on now. So that's going to do it for me. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. That's right there below. Also, make sure you check out me and Nick, our latest podcast episode. We'll have another episode for you soon. It's going to do it for me. See you guys next time.